All right, here we are. That shit's ridiculous. And why isn't? Yeah, here we are. This is what we got. This is what we gonna roll with today. Cause I'm just too scared to try Streamlabs OBS again. Cause it's just been nothing but a piece of shit. So we're just gonna roll with the OG, fucking the OG. Hang on, let's squeeze it in. Yeah, the OG, not the OG, but kind of OG OBS. But yeah, man, no audio. Did I turn it down? Oh my golly, is it no audio? Because it's showing up as audio here. I mean, oh wait, I can just do this. It's showing up as audio. Yeah, there's my. Oh wait, I can just do this. Oh, so it wasn't working. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad it figured itself out. AD, motherfucking legend, motherfucking El Gato. I'm the cat. Bro, should we pursue enlightenment? I mean, so the guy, I'll say this, man. I think, okay, one, yes, I think you should pursue enlightenment, but don't pursue it as like looking for God. Oh, wait, I don't got my light on. Hang on. I say don't pursue it, even if it's gonna make. I don't know if it's gonna make a real difference or not, but it'll probably get darker, so it probably will. So the God asks, bro, should we pursue enlightenment? I would say it's all about how you pursue enlightenment, right? That I think that's the important part. Um, there's nothing wrong with pursuing enlightenment or anybody else's philosophy. There's nothing wrong with listening to anybody else's philosophy on anything, in my opinion. It's just more about how you take it, right? And I think what's happening now in society is that since people are completely losing their identity in masses of crowds, that everybody's trying to like beat the system with five easy, like Jamelia Musa Yava Yava. They try and beat the system with five simple steps. You know what I mean, to become a god type of thing. And I said this before, anybody who has to call. Now I'm not. So this isn't like a direct blow at whoever's nickname is the god on here. This isn't a direct blow to you, but this is just what my views on humans are. It's like if somebody has to call themselves a god or they're striving to be a god, then they're the furthest thing from one, right? My thing, my philosophy is just listen to somebody else's philosophy, see where they're coming from with it, and just reflect on it, right? Just reflect on it. Just think about it, reflect on it. You know, ch- you know, chill out. I mean, don't try to become perfect off of enlightenment. That's what I would really say. That's my overall approach to that. And I think that's where many in society get it confused. Like they try to become, they're searching to become perfect. And and the more you search to be perfect, the less you're never gonna find it, right? Like I mean, of course, things always be better, but this striving for this ultimate enlightenment, all you're gonna find is the more you become enlightened, the more you seek out better philosophers here and there throughout what period of time, whatever the context was, you'll find somebody who's just so interested in fucking water, right? That you didn't even see it come. Yeah, it's just a never-ending path, right? It's never going to end. The further you go in trying to strive to be perfect, no matter how much money you get, there's still $10 more you can get, right? So at some point, you just have to find a way to be happy. Just you like to reflect on life experiences, reflect on other people's experiences, see like what you probably could have did better, whatever, and then be able to look back and go like and be happy that you just lived through something. That's my honest opinion. I think Warren Buffett said it's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about not doing dumb shit. Right? Like that, I think, and I really, it was something along the lines Warren Buffett said like that. It's like his whole, I want to say it was Warren Buffett who said like his thing was to not necessarily be the smartest guy in the room, but to be the one that's not, but pretty much just to be the one who's not making as many dumb mistakes as everybody else in the room, right? Because again, like no matter how much money you get, whatever the fuck, whatever. I'm just using money as just like everybody can align with that, but I'm using money as just this area. But no matter what you do, if you get $1 billion, there's somebody who has $1,010,000, right? And if you get $1,010,000, somebody's have $1,020,000, right? So it's like no matter how high no matter what you're gonna do. Now, this sounds a bit nihilistic, I think, but in the end, the end goal I think is just to find some place to just be happy with yourself in life, no matter what you look like, how much money you got, whatever the fuck, because it's never gonna end. Now it's hard to tell people that who've never really had money or had any sense of self-happiness. It's hard to tell them that because they always see other people as happy. So it's hard. It's really hard for them to see it and know it, right? And see one thing. This is another area that was it Andrew? Isn't it Andrew Tate? He said something about he said the rich have the poor people fooled into thinking they're not happy, and I think that statement can be sold. That statement can be severely misinterpreted for what he said, right? And don't get me wrong, like I really like from the little bit I've heard of Andrew Tate, I don't disagree with him on his core arguments like at all. Everything he said on his core arguments I agree 1,000%. But I also think he's a bit of a Donald Trump, whereas meaning that. And I could be a bit of a Donald Trump. Everybody has a bit of that in them, where what I say could be completely misunderstood as something else, type of shit. And with that type of following Andrew Tate has, that could be like I think that's kind of like is not the best situation. So with situations like that, if you tell people who never had money that the rich have the poor fooled into thinking that they're not happy, see, the poor will think that the rich never get depressed, never have alcoholism, never have gambling addictions, never had incest in their families, all this shit. See, they'll never, they'll just see money, right? And that was one of the few things where I didn't, not necessarily I did disagree with him, but I think due to his position, he can't really say shit like that. Like with Donald Trump. With Donald Trump's position, he can't. There's some things he shouldn't be saying. Right? And it's not because I think he's stupid. It's because motherfuckers who will listen to him are stupid. Right? And they'll just or they're just coming from a different context of life and have a different perspective on it. Any good hot dogs in Czech Republic? Yeah. In my opinion, the hot dogs here, depending on where you go, in my opinion, they if you go out and get, what's up, Jen? If you go out and get hot dogs here, they really like skimp on the meat. Like, so for example, they'll put like a hot dog and like this whole big ass, like they love bread in Europe. I don't know what the fuck. I've been making jokes about Europe, and I've been meaning to say a lot of good sides about Europe. But one thing I just don't like about Europe is that they just love bread. They just like overdo it on fucking bread. Like it's like the fucking medieval times. Like grow the like, but they'll put like a skinny ass hot dog and like this big ass like just roll of fucking bread, so where you can even taste the hot dog no more. It's just all bread with a little bit of salt in it. But it depends on where you get. Like, if you get certain hot dogs from the store, their hot dogs have like a snap to them, like almost like a carrot on the skin, like it's like a snap, which I liked it. But it's like not all hot dogs are like that, and there's certain ones from the store you got to get that have that snap. But because in America ours don't snap, it's just like fucking it's like just Vienna sausage, damn near in America. But yeah. What's up, CGI Life? Yeah, democracy is by the people, for the people, of the people, but people are retarded. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I agree. Was it Socrates? I agree with Socrates on that shit, man. Like, Yeah, people shouldn't be. It's fucked up to say, but people shouldn't be allowed to vote because people are just people. Nobody knows what they. Okay, most of the typical society just don't. They don't know what they want, right? They don't know what they want. Period. But Howard Pratt Disney stock is trash. Random, but I'm pissed right now. Word. I seen in some. I think it's like some group I seen. People are like they're dogging that and like AMC. I think or something like that. I'm not really good with stocks, so I don't know. But yeah. Yo, AD, even if I don't catch you live, I always rewatch every single play, and I'm signed up to your subscribe star in case you see the live numbers low. Never stop, man. We appreciate it. Yo, thanks a lot, No Drift. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Actually, I got to check my subscribe star. So, because I got like, I went out drinking, was that Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. And I didn't even drink a lot. I drank like maybe like 6, 7 beers or something like that. But my tolerance is just like nothing because I don't drink much anymore. So, like, I had a hangover for like 2 days. Like, I'm just getting like back to normal. Like, my tolerance is shit, man. I just can't drink anymore. Andre says, isn't life about perspective and adaptability? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. It's just about, yeah. Because in the end, like, all this, it's when it comes down to, because everybody's always going to bring stuff like your life back to money. A lot of it's going to be just the luck of where you were born, you know. And I seen somewhere how people are finally starting to call out like these financial gurus on YouTube and saying like yeah they're just full of shit. Like I'm really glad that that's starting to take off. That people are actually called because I was roasting that shit probably about 2 or 3 months ago. Like I think all of it's just bullshit. All them Gordon Ramsays, all them. I think it's all just bullshit. And I called that a long time ago. And I think people are finally starting to stand up and say, yeah, like yeah, it's all bullshit. You know, a lot of it's just the luck of where you were born, the family, the culture you were born into, and then on top of that, just pure luck. Like pure luck of who you meet, who you get to talk to, the paths you take in life. You know, a lot of it's just luck to even get there, and then to hold on to it. It's just luck, right? Now, yeah, sure, there's better ways to plan it. You know, there's don't spend your whole paycheck on a Snickers candy bar. You know, there's smart shit like that. But outside of that, there's not a lot of rhyme and reason to it. You go out and you get this great paying job, and you get caught doing one thing and get fired and be blackballed from the industry ever since. You know, and then you just, I mean, some people they dig themselves up, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still luck, man. Like it really is. And see, these are things that Donald Trump don't even talk about with his past. How he was just like, for a decade, he was in just like life destroying debt. Like not even life destroying, just like not his life was destroyed. His quality of life was still high, but he went through horrific debt for like 10 or 15 years. But nobody talks about that, right? But no, yeah, life is just about existing and just like going with the flow, man, and just like doing the best you can and try to stay as happy as you can. Now the last part can be difficult because again, people like I think that the other hard part is people want to they want to keep up with other people socially, whether it's like this clothes, house, shoes, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the fuck. And I think that's another big fact. I think that's probably one of the bigger sources of unhappiness. What is that? I think that's probably one of the biggest sources of unhappiness especially in richer countries, for sure. What's up, Mo? Oh yeah, we're gonna go on this what's this say? Dingbat reel. So we're ready to start it right now. Hang on, let me turn this down. Oh, it's at 720p. Okay.
Somebody has his boxers in a twist. Calm down, you might have a heart attack. You're 77. You see, your time has come and gone. Women are now educated. We're professionals. We don't need you any longer. And I know it's very upsetting that men actually have to stop being jerks in order to be valued by women. And yes, women are everywhere. We're doctors, lawyers, engineers, mechanics, construction workers, project managers, CEOs. Look around you. We are everywhere. And if we ran the world, it would be a much more compassionate place. Corporate greed wouldn't run the world anymore. Compassion would. You might have clean air and water. You might have universally accessible and equitable health care, even for folks like you. Maternal and infant mortality rates would drop, and children would actually be taken care of by society. And I think it will happen, probably not in your lifetime, because you have one foot on a banana peel.
Okay, with situations like this, let me sure the audio's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. So yeah, with situations like I totally want, like I will go march any feminist. Like I want every woman who thinks the world would be better if women ran it. Like I support 1,000%. I will go to any feminist rally with you. I will hold up a sign for you. I want all women to run the entire world, right? Like, I'm totally down for it. Like I want to watch that dumpster fire happen. I cannot wait. Like, dude, like you motherfuckers think I'm playing. Like, I will seriously go march at a feminist rally, and I hold a sign up and everything. I want bitches to run the world. I want bitches to become I don't want them to become president of a rich country because then we might all get nuked. But some little in the middle country, some shit, so we can actually like witness the financial structure genuinely go to ruin and in record time type of shit. Like I would love to watch that happen. I have nothing against it. Right? I would love it. I'd absolutely love it. Right? See with women like this, they never you never hear anybody approach them with my theory. Right? If women were always so strong and so powerful, why is there literally no historical record of women getting up from their male oppressors and traveling 50 miles that way and making their own tribes or whatever the fuck, and then they only let in men who could be subservient to them, who cook and clean, while the women go out and hunt and build bridges and shit, right? Why historically that's never been a thing. I wonder why. Because women would rather men give them something than women go out and actually create something of value, right? And hey, don't take it from me, take it from second wave feminists, because they were the ones spouting this shit before I ever knew about it. Before I was even born. So don't take it from me.
I think it will happen, probably not in your lifetime, because you have one foot on a banana peel. Most of the time.
Okay, and meanwhile, while she's talking, who do you think built that house? Or whatever she's living in? Okay, scratch that. Who do you think put that wall up behind her? Right? Now, who do you think put that painting on that wall behind her? You see? See, that's the order of women to men historically in society. See, who do you think put that wall up that's behind her right now? Do you think Sandra did? No, it was Daniel and Eric. Them motherfuckers put that wall up. Now, who do you think put that painting up on that wall? Oh, it was her, right? See, that's the order. See, now ask this exact woman, would she be happier building that wall and then having Eric put his painting up on the wall and then call him her man? Yeah, see, that reality, it'll start coming in. See, that's the order. But see, bitches forget that order because men have given them so much they forgot the whole fucking order from the fucking start. Or she's just that fucking dense and thinks that she's genuinely that important to human survival. Right? Right? Ask her personally. Ask her, but she's always gonna lie about it, right? But unless it was me and her alone in a room, ask her personally. Say, okay, who would you rather build this house? John and Eric or Lucy and Sandra? Would you even trust another woman building something that you got to live in? Right? Would you? Is it a Best Buy there? It seems like electronic customer service would suck there. Thomas? Oh, no, it sucks. Well, to be fair, so this is a quick question to Thomas. No, there's no Best Buy here. And electronic customer service does suck for different ways. But to be fair, Czech Republic does have a return policy that's like 2 years. So anything you buy within 2 years, you can return it as long as it's like, in decent condition. But they didn't really start honoring that to like it was relatively recently. So they have an online store called Alza. And Alza is pretty straightforward. Like I've heard horror stories of people trying to return something, but they wouldn't take it back. But every time I return something, they took it. Alza is like you just order it, right? And it's pretty much like their mini version of Amazon, right? It's like their mini version of it. But let's say for example, like with the Nintendo Switch and the Joy-Con controller, right? So with that scenario, like they don't. I think it's Japan. I can't remember. Yeah. I think Japan has Nintendo. Japan won't do that whole like just send the Joy-Con back for free shit, but America does, and that's because America has the willpower and the united mass of quality and quantity to say, okay, look, we gonna sue you, Japan, for selling us these faulty devices. And Japan said, oh, okay, well, you can send them back to us for free. We'll even give you because they didn't want to get sued for that, right? Now in the backhand, like Europe, it depends on where you are in Europe if you can get that. Right, so go look up like Reddit rooms about the Joy-Con thing in Eastern Europe. Like, no, they don't honor that shit because Eastern Europe ain't shit in the world. Like for motherfuckers who know Europe, like motherfuckers don't they kick them off to the side. Right, it's fucked up. But no, electronics here, they're definitely more expensive. And then what gets weird is like yesterday or 2 days ago, there was this young girl with this new iPhone in Alza, and you could tell like. And this is where it gets awkward, like especially like here because the average wage is like $1,000 a month. So like to them, that iPhone costs more than what they earn in a month here. So you can like clearly tell like they don't belong with it, like how they just kind of like walk and talk, like you could tell like they genuinely think there's something better with the newer iPhone type of shit. Like it's just a really weird dynamic. It just comes off really cheesy and awkward. It's just this. It's like going to the hood maybe and finding somebody wearing a bunch of Versace and Dolce Gabbana type of shit. Like it's because it's clear like that person doesn't belong with it, so they're like trying to walk like they're the shit kind of thing, or like walk like they're like super fancy or something like that. And I always say like if you have to walk like you're fancy with something, that's the first sign that you don't belong with it, right? And I've always said that if you have to use something, if you got like a car or whatever the fuck and you're walking out like you think you're fancy, that is the first signal that you don't belong with it. The first signal, right? To me, that's the first signal. So yeah, the electronics game is awkward. The electronics game is definitely a bit awkward. Things like clothing and pretty much anything, man. You just don't buy it in Czech Republic. People just either have friends or they just drive to Germany and get stuff. The only thing you get in Czech Republic is food, which is very well not very well priced, but it's priced well. But Donald Trump actually does discuss that. Oh yeah, I do have his book. Yeah. But he doesn't talk about it. What I meant to say was he doesn't like walk around like talking about it. But yeah, Think Big and Kick Ass, my real estate mentor at the time gave me the book. He was depressed and scared of bankers. Yeah, he does, like he talks about it like in well, I have a different book, but he does talk about it. But like it's not like, okay, like for example, like people only remember like the success. So like with Keanu Reeves, people forget that Keanu Reeves after The Matrix, he couldn't get a job in movies. Like I want to say every movie he did, or the majority of movies he did after The Matrix, he had to pay for everything or start himself, because like the legit mainstream media, they literally just rejected him until John Wick took off, because John Wick was his shit. And then when John Wick blew up, that's when everybody wanted to see the Matrix again, and motherfuckers talking about Bill and Ted again. He even said they making Constantine too. They finally got green lighted for Constantine too after the success of John Wick. But people forget, like, Keanu was like fucked up for about, I say about a good 15, 20 years. Motherfuckers don't like, he was fucked up. His movies, anything he was in, just didn't do well because Matrix just took off too well. And to be fair, like, this is just my own opinion. The first Matrix was really the only good one. The other ones were just like desperately trying to live off of the first one. What's up, Mr. Smith? Mr. Anderson. Yes, AD India House. In the house. AD in the house. Hey, AD. Hey, what's up, August Lion Sebastian? Oliver Biscuit, what's up, man?
Not in your lifetime because you have.
But yeah, but again, like with women, like I would love, like, I want you to run the world. Like, I would love to see a society where every woman makes 30% more than men. I would love to see it. I'd love it. Because I would love to watch how miserable women would be after it. Because again, woman is always looking up. She's always looking up. I would love to see a society where every woman earns 30% more than men. Because I would love to see, just because I just like to watch, like, experiments go on, right? I would love to see if let's say if it was a known thing, right? Throughout all of the world, all society knew it, that women earn 30 to, let's say, 50% more than men. Hell, let's just do 90% more than men while we're at it. Let's say all society just knew it, right? I would love to just watch, just to see how women would just change and shift. Oh, that'd be it. Women, because again, see, women are very impulsive. My honest opinion on what would happen, let's say if women earn 50% more than men. Women, see, sex is not as important to women as it is to men. Right? Because women always know they can, like, this old woman knows she can just lay down and just be three holes for a random dick. Sex is not important to her. She knows by within the hour she could get some dick because she's just a woman. She can do that, right? So sex is not as important to women as it is to men. The physical thing of sex. So, in my opinion, like, women would just end up killing off men. If they had the resources and shit like that, they would just end up just killing them off. Easily. They would just kill them. Because you gotta remember, the only thing that's keeping her acting a little dainty, a little feminine, the only reason that's keeping women acting like anything desirable or likable is the fact that she knows there's still a chance she might need a man sometime. There's still a chance. Right? Because men haven't given her completely enough to just, like, to completely survive and never need a man again for anything, right? She's not there. So so every woman still has that little inkling of femininity in the back of her head, just in case she might need to actually survive. Because men just didn't give her, like, this one last thing in her life, right? Or it got dark at 7:28, and she just might need a man because it got dark. We can buy pussy, they can't. Oh yeah, they can't buy love. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. A woman can always be bought for sure, man. Pussy, anything, because there was one dude, I never knew the guy's name, but I always strongly agree with him. He was breaking down to this woman. He said, look, like, everything that you offer, I can buy. Like, I can buy somebody to come clean up my room. I can buy somebody to cook me food. Or pay for the labor. I can pay for pussy. I can pay for a clean flat. I can pay for anything. I could pay for somebody to be sympathetic and empathic, whatever the fuck. Everything that a woman offers, you can just go out and buy that, right? Including her own youth and beauty. right? But on the back end, see everything that a woman really wants, can't buy it and have respect for it at the same time, right? See, a woman, and the guy said this. I'm not saying this. He said that a woman cannot buy a man to buy her a house. A woman cannot buy a man to buy her food. A woman cannot, well, she could buy a man to walk around with her, but she's not going to do that. Most women aren't. It is going to be a very rare select few women who could genuinely pull that off. Because again, she's going to want the 0.0002% of men on Earth, and those men, it's just not enough of him to go around, right? Right. So yeah. So see this woman. She can't buy a man to buy her a house. She can't buy a man to buy her a car. She can't buy a man to buy her food. Right. Right. And here's the funny part. It's the same. What men and women. It's no difference what culture you're in, what time you're in history. It's the same thing. Women want to fuck bitches. Bitches are pathetic at protecting themselves, so they need to suck dick to survive. Right? Now, just here in the last, relatively speaking, I'd say in the last 70 years, men have become so pathetic they just start giving bitches shit for free. This whole realm that we're in now that she's talking about, men have only been this pathetic I'd say roughly 40 years now. When you talk about the last 10,000 years after the agricultural revolution. And that's just the last 10,000 years. We ain't gonna talk about the other 150,000 years before that, right? But again, women, they don't pay attention to anything that takes more than 2 levels of thought, because she just wants to feel good and smile and and try to remember that she can still be a feminine woman sometimes, so she can reassure herself that some man will want to fuck her. She doesn't apply any thought into anything else, right? Right here, and I've said it before, man. I applaud, was it Fresh and Fit? Any guys who can sit up and can consistently talk to women like that for any longer than 15 minutes straight on a focused conversation. Fresh and Fit, you guys are amazing for doing that shit, because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Because women are just so fucking stupid when it comes to like a focused reality. Like, they're just fucking retarded. The majority of them you're gonna meet are. Now some can, but here's the thing. Like, when you speak with a woman about like real shit, like, it's like their brain like automatically tries to block it, and it's like looking at a dog trying to figure out. It's like watching a dog. It's like watching Fido trying to figure like the most basic of things out that he has to like think about. You know, like when a dog has to like stop and think and be like, yeah, I mean, because he's thinking. Like, women's brain, when you focus on them on any direct, focused conversation, they will always go down to becoming a dog, right? Majority of them will. It'll just be this. Well, how do I blame it on him not having sex or not being able to get a girl, or how do I say he emotionally hurt me so they can evade logic in reality? But again, I look. Even with all that said, I agree with whoever this old woman is. I totally agree with her. Like, yo, run the world. Run it. And see how happy you're going to be. Watch how happy you're going to be. Right? Because women, historically speaking, women have always thrived when they've been second and submissive. That's when women's life just thrives. Right? That's when she thrives as a woman. Because when she in first place, the first thing she's looking for is to go be in second place again. Right? Like I said a while back, the most miserable woman on earth is the woman who has $5 more than Elon Musk. That's the most miserable woman. Oprah is fucking miserable, dude. Like, because her female biology it won't allow her to be happy in any kind of way. Angelina Jolie headed there too. Her biology, it's not her fault, it's her biology. She didn't get checked at an earlier age. Angelina Jolie is headed that same direction. Right? She's headed in the, well, not the same direction, but it's just the same ending. Angelina Jolie, like Oprah, Angelina Jolie, Katie Holmes, that's another one. Katie Holmes, she's gonna be another one who's gonna end up in that. Well, I don't know, cause she didn't. Well, she gonna get that money out of Tom Cruise any kind of way she can. And she think nobody's paying attention to that shit. But any woman who gets too much money, all she has to do is start aging, and that's it. She can't. It's gonna be very hard for her to find a man that'll meet her requirements. Oh, King Richards is doing it. Yo, he King Richards is a better. If you watching King Richards, you are a better man than me for doing it, because I just couldn't do it. I just can't. I just couldn't do it. My girl, she got mad. She thought, okay, because there's always some girls like staring at me or something like that whenever we go out, and my girl, she gets mad from time to time because she thinks like I might cheat on her or something like that. And I told the first time it came up, I said no, you got it all wrong. Like, I can barely deal with you. I'm not dealing with you and another woman at the same time. That's not gonna happen. My other woman is my books and my video games. That's my other woman. My other woman. My other woman is just being alone and just being in peace. That is my other woman, right? Because I'm not in that trap of thinking like I have to be with somebody and all that old silly shit that all that teenager shit. I'm out that mental trap of thinking I got to be with somebody and all that. No, I'm out of that. I'll cheat on you with just being alone. That's my mistress is literally my peace. Peace is my mistress.
One foot on a banana peel. Most of the time, I'm okay. And then it comes and hits me like nobody's business. And honestly, I've been feeling like this a lot lately. It's love. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it myself.
Oh no, she's fucked up right now. I can tell. Okay, the quality of this car is not the best, but I can see it has leather seats, so it's a little decent. She's skinnier. She had the courage to even wear a dress like that, and she's got gray hair. Yeah, okay, this woman is her equivalent of Angelina Jolie. She's priced herself way out the fucking market. Right? She's complete. Oh, let me see if where's my iPad? Let me see if I could draw it. Let me see if I can draw it. If I can. Let me see. Because I was wanting to do a fucking diagram, not a diagram, but like a. I'm trying to just make sure whatever the fuck I was even. Here we are. Hang on, there we go. So let's see if it'll even work. I don't know. This woman has priced herself out of the market. I could tell just by this, even if the car is hers or not. The fact that she was able to stay skinny and hang on, let's see. No capture, video capture device. I forget. I completely forgot how to even set up the iPad. Not video capture, not window capture. Would it be media? I completely forgot how to do it. Oh no, that's not it. Because I want to draw it, but I may not be able to. You guys see that? Oh my God, I fucked it up. It's all fucked up now. Hang on. Here we are. Okay. Oof. Why isn't it showing up now? Oh, shit. So let's do another one then. Yeah, I don't know what, that really went bad real fast. Okay. Let's see. There. Yeah, that got bad real fast. Apologize for that. Looks like we ain't gonna get that working. Okay, so I would draw it, but completely fucked that up. So yeah, this woman has completely aged out. Completely just aged out, dude. This is Angelina Jolie. She's in her she's in her Toyota Tacoma version of Angelina Jolie.
I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. It's not about being lonely, so I just want somebody. No, I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired. You know, it's really hard when love is the one thing you can't force, you can't make happen. It has to just show up, but where is it? Where is it? I'm so ready, and I have a beautiful life waiting for the perfect man to show up. But where is he?
Yeah,
you know,
over.
I'm 53.
Yeah, you too old, bitch. It's over. It's done.
And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year that I had a date, and then it's been several years since then. Where are all the good men?
Yeah, oh, that's that classic tagline. Where are all the good men? Where are all the good men? And that's what I was saying a while back. It's like the older they get, the better they look is that's even a worse red flag in my opinion. If they look better, if they look good, you know, relatively, she looks good for 53, even though she's probably using some type of Facetune app or something like that. She doesn't look bad. Even if she's okay, if she is or she's not, the overall she looks good for 53. Right. But that is the bigger red flag. That's the bigger red flag. Is that she ends up looking that good and she still can't find any guy. Because okay, like what I said, was it last week with the girl who did that love show or whatever it was? Women hope that you don't really sit down and think about these things because they want you just to focus on them just being women and being feminine and that's it. And you know, dressed cute, right? See, they don't want men to actually sit down and think. Because if you start thinking, you're gonna start coming to logical conclusions, and that's literally right around the corner from realizing that she must be terrible to be around, right? So, because I already know what her argument is gonna be, right? I could already tell you what it's gonna be. Because I've spoken with enough older women, I already know. Okay, the only men who are really going to be impressed by her is going to be men that she's not going to want. She's not going to want these men. right? But like I said last week, with the 36-year-old girl, she was a cute little girl, this is a white girl. She was wearing a skin tight leotard on the dating show, and she says, "Oh, I like to spend money, and I'm so high maintenance, and I'm so high maintenance, and I'm so high class." And I broke down like why that's not as big as that's not the flex you think it is, right? Because okay, like this. Let's just take this woman for example. She's so fucking awesome, right? She's just so fucking awesome. Let's say she has her own house, has her own car, or whatever. Like this woman, right? Let's say she's so fucking awesome. Both of them are so fucking awesome. They're amazing. They don't need no man. They got all types of. They got their car, got their house, got their refrigerator, got all this shit, right? But they still can't keep no man, right? Now, if she's so fucking amazing, right? And she has so much, and I'm not saying she thinks she has a lot of money, but the girl last week did. Not a lot of money, but she has enough money to spend. Probably spend on some, little goofy shit that she thinks is nice. So that tells me that, okay, let's use this woman. If she's so fucking great, so awesome, she did so well in life at 53. She lives in a neighborhood, right? And in that neighborhood, there should be men there who should be in her league in some way and a little higher, right? So there's no man living near her who's good enough, or she's not good enough for any reason, right? Any mall, shopping center, whatever the fuck she goes to, no men see her in there. Wherever she works at, her friends, colleagues, families, nobody has anybody for her, right? And again, women sell just by standing over there and looking like a woman, right? You go down there to Show Park, all the woman has to do is take off her clothes and stand there. She really don't got to take off her clothes. Just stand there and just stand there. You go to any bar, any club, any Starbucks, dude. Women sell like cars. They literally just stand there and just be women and just be a woman. And buyers will come up to them. Why is nobody walking up to her and buying her? Right? Especially if she's so awesome, so smart, so great, so healthy, all this shit, pretty, whatever the fuck. At 53, she's not bad. Why is there no buyer coming for her? Out of her entire walk of life, her colleagues, friends, family, neighbors, baristas, car insurance places she goes to, whatever the fuck, right? There's still not a buyer. Okay, it would be like, okay, a woman is literally like, let's say like a 19, what was that? What was that car? Is this the car I'm thinking about? Yeah, this is the car I was just thinking about. A woman like her is kind of like putting a car like this up, right? And you keep driving it through like every fucking neighborhood, and all your friends and family know you got this car, right? All your friends and family know that you got this car, right? Well, and this says it perfectly. This title says it. And you driving around with a for sale sign in it, right? And nobody's even asking you about it, and nobody's buying it, right? Any decent person's first thought would be, wow, like they must be asking too much for it for what it's worth. Right? That's the only logical conclusion. And I said last week with the little girl who was 36, it's even worse. Cause that girl who was 36 last week, hang on. Let's do this. Let's do see that girl last week, she's 36. So she's still in the realm where she can. Okay, the girl last week who was 36, who I spoke about, and how disgusting she must be, why no man's gonna deal with her and all that. If this site loads up, this is an American site, so it's probably gonna take a while. Yeah, Chicago Motors. Okay. Yeah, it's taking too long. Fuck it. So the girl, so see, when women are like 35, 36, she can dress up and still be like this car, right? This is a 2015 Lamborghini, right? But it's still sharp. I mean, it's still sharp. It's got a nice design. Motherfucker would love to drive and take it for a test drive now, right? But see, that 36 will get her into this shit, right? But here's the thing, though. Motherfuckers who really drive Lamborghinis and can really afford Lamborghinis, they already, like Tom Likas said, this is not for people who really can afford Lamborghinis, right? This is some other man's like second best option type, third best option type shit, right? Because it's 2015. It's old. It's almost 10 years old. Just like the 36-year-old woman, right? Now, this woman is the equivalent of a motherfucker driving around this car, right? Because I would say, especially in America, in the U.S., this woman would be the equivalent of somebody driving around with this and asking the retail price of this. Everybody who's seen this motherfucker for sale sign said, yo, they asking too much for that. It's not worth that. Right? But see, the motherfucker with a for sale sign with this, again, they asking $400,000 for it. Now, okay, here's the thing. Even if now that's not really maybe an exact correlation, because cars can go up in value if they age. So I do get that. I get that. Right. And see, the like, it always hurts. Like, I had a conversation with my girl like 2 days ago about talking about hookers, right? And I don't think I'd ever brought the conversation up about Charlie Sheen. How Charlie Sheen said, no, like I'm not paying for women, I'm paying for women to leave. And I don't think I ever brought that conversation up with her before. And I could tell she was hurt off this shit. like she took a bullet. She's like, oh shit. I mean, I've talked about so much. She should have been too shocked. But I can tell, like, her womanly side was hurt. Type shit. But yeah. Was this a Toyota's on Facebook Marketplace be like 100 kilometers per liter, 0 to 140? Yeah.
That are ready and want to build a beautiful life together.
I'm 34 years old, a single mom, and 6 months ago I made the best decision I've ever made. I gave up dating.
Yeah.
Because I realized that rather than wasting
idea.
my time looking for the one, I had the one person that mattered most staring up at me and asking me, is a man required in order to live a life of joy,
Yes.
fulfillment, happiness,
Yes.
and love?
Yes.
I realized that the precedent I was setting for her was one of lack. I was representing to her the perspective that women required a man in order to live their dreams, fulfill a life of adventure and completeness. I realized that I was neglecting her as a person, not investing in our relationship. And so rather than spending my time looking for that, I am spending my time invested in becoming the best mom that I can be, the best female empowered example for her to look up to. Because if I don't do it, the world will try and teach her otherwise.
Oh, the world's gonna teach us. Okay. To be clear, this woman is not teaching her daughter a damn thing, except how to look cute and how to emotionally manipulate. That's literally going to be it. Maybe a couple homeworks from school, something like that. But no, because women don't teach shit. Women don't teach. They consume. They're not teachers. They don't survive. They consume. Women do not teach. They don't innovate. They don't create. Their job and duty is to consume. Now, after that, it's how does she try to beat the system and motherfuckers knowing what her game is in consuming, right? Some will try to pretend they're red pill. Others will try to pretend that they're different from other women and blah, 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 blah. Okay, woman's primary destination is to figure out how she can consume. She don't give a damn about that starving kid over on the other side of the planet. She doesn't give a damn about building a house for anybody. None of that. Nothing. Her duty is to figure out who's going to give to her more so she can keep consuming. And once she's priced herself out that market, that's how she's going to end up like Oprah and Angelina Jolie. She went too high. She's gone too high. Any man who can give her something that she don't have, any man that can give Oprah something that she can't go out and get herself, can easily do better than Oprah. Right? At the blink of an eye, that motherfucker will easily do better than Oprah. Angelina Jolie, same thing. Any man who could walk in there and give Angelina Jolie something that Angelina Jolie can't go out and get herself, that man can why he's not gonna waste his time on Angelina Jolie because she's old, right? He could just go out there and get, something younger and better than her, right? Like cars, right? By the time a motherfucker can walk up in that car dealership and pay cash for that Ford F-150. A lot of motherfuckers be like, yo, fuck it. I'd rather go through hell and finance and go get me a Porsche. That's the reality of how that shit plays out a lot of times, right? By the time a man could walk up in that dealership and get the top of the line Toyota Tundra or some shit, one of them. By the time a man has enough cash to walk up in there and go pay cash for, let's say, like a 2015 Toyota Tundra. Look, most men be like, yo, I could do this, but like, it's at least, it's in the ballpark to be like, I could go do this, but I could go through a little bit of hell, finance it, and get on a monthly payment to get something nicer and newer. Right?
And I'll be damned if I'm...
But she doesn't teach. She's not teaching her daughter a damn thing. Mothers do not teach their children. Women do not teach. Right? They don't teach. This girl, okay, statistically speaking, and by the way, there was a TED Talks where a woman actually goes in on this. Statistically speaking, a woman is and I said this years ago, right? Statistically speaking, women are the worst people to let raise a child. Right, a woman alone, that is statistically speaking the worst human to let raise a child alone. Two gay men, a single dad, or a woman with a father. They statistically speaking, these other populations are far better at just if you leave a woman alone with a child, right? And it's no secret. It's absolutely no secret. There was a TED Talk where a woman actually went in on it.
Too busy looking for a relationship or spending my weekends dating rather than investing in teaching my daughter to find her strength, to source her worth, and understand that her value is priceless.
This is a public service announcement. It is a Saturday night. I am watching the Heat game, and I just baked banana bread from scratch. So, wife me up.
Yeah, I knew that's where it was headed. Yeah. See, this right here. Okay, this right here would be like the male. Okay, but here's the thing. She'll succeed in it because she is a woman. Again, woman sells just by being woman. She doesn't really have to become too much of a good human in the process, right? Unless she tries to sell something. She's trying to get something that she really don't belong with, right? So, see her. Let's go back.
It is a Saturday night.
See, that right there, her showing that Heat game The basketball game on TV and talking about she just baked some banana bread. Now, she might be one of the few bitches who genuinely like basketball. I don't know. I doubt it. But she might. Let's give her that benefit of the doubt. But this equivalent of broadcasting this on the internet like that would be the same thing as like a man with a phone saying, oh yeah, and here I'm watching The Notebook and I just fucking fixed the light switch in the house. So I'm ready to be somebody's husband now. Like, your first thought is ugh, right? Now, but again, see, a woman's life will literally thrive as long as she's submissive and put down in her place. A woman's life will actually genuinely start to grow and thrive. Right? Now, with that scenario I just gave, see, this woman can do that. She can show a picture of a TV with a basketball game and some damn banana bread, which is, you know what banana bread is? I can tell you the ingredients for it right now. It's literally, of course, flour. Some people like to use egg. I use milk, flour, milk, old bananas that sit in the refrigerator, sugar, or you could use, I forget the other name of sugar now, and vanilla extract. That's generally going to get you any type of decent banana bread. You got to get the right pan. That's how you make it. It's like literally fucking nothing, dude. Like, if you... like, it's fucking... But the thing is, see, she can succeed in this, right? See, when she showed this on the internet, see, the internet didn't go, ugh, right? Motherfuckers, she probably got messages after this, right? Now, if a man were to do that, motherfuckers would immediately go, oh, man, you fucking pathetic. You trying to, you taking duck face selfies, you fucking faggot. Motherfuckers were roasting for that, right? If he was up there posting, you know what I'm saying? Hi guys. This is I'm watching The Notebook. I'm watching Barbie or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like a motherfucker, like motherfuckers will call him, he'd be a straight fag for that. Motherfuckers would be roasting him for that. Like, you fucking faggot. The fuck? Because again, a man doesn't get by on just being a submissive piece of shit. Women do though. See, again, women's careers, lives thrive in being submissive pieces of shit. Men will get roasted to hell for being a submissive piece of shit. Easily. Right? Let's use another example. I've seen this on Facebook, and this is kind of an extreme, but it's a similar theory, right? There was a man who was telling a story about how his wife was polyamorous, but he's not. He just wants her. So the wife goes out and fucks other men, and he even knew some of these men, right? And everybody knows that she's fucking other men because she's polyamorous, right? Now the dude is immediately a fucking faggot for that. Like, he's immediately just like the lowest possible fucking human you could think of for doing that, right? But on the flip side, let's say a woman was in that position and the man was going out and doing that. See, the woman still thrives. She can still thrive in that because she can just sit there and just be woman and sit next to him. And see, a woman's role as woman is still intact. Because again, the only thing that keeps women in any sense of way surviving in, I'd say 98% of situations, is the fact that she can just sit there and just be a woman. Now, somebody be like, oh, don't let him cheat on you and all that, blah, 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 blah. But she's still a woman, though, right? But when that man, if the man is the one who's like monogamous and the woman's polyamorous, oh, the man is a piece of shit chump. He's not a man. He's not a man in a relationship, right?
I am watching the Heat game, and I just baked
But
banana
again, she'll succeed.
bread.
It wouldn't take her too long to find like a man for a wedding proposal. Now, is it the guy, if she thinks every woman's issue, every single woman's issue is not finding a suitor, not finding a man that's just like lonely and all that. That's not a woman's issue. women will always have more suitors than men, than any man. That hot girl that works at the coffee shop down the street will run laps around Elon Musk and finding a spouse. Will run laps. They'll run. That hot girl down the street at the coffee shop will run laps around Idris Elba and any man, Thor, any of them motherfuckers, and have men climb out of whole apartment buildings to come get to her. Right? Fly around the world and spend their own money to fly around the world just to get to her. Right? Right? A woman's always going to have more suitors than men. That's just a core thing you have to understand and accept. She's always her issue. And see, this is where women just don't understand reality. She doesn't know what difficulties are. She thinks she does because she's not pretty as Sarah down the street, but she doesn't understand real loneliness. She doesn't understand real difficulty. She doesn't understand what it's like to not have any type of emotional support from somebody on earth. No woman understands this because she can always be fucked. As long as she can be fucked, somebody's gonna tell her what she wants to hear, right? She can still succeed. Her problem is if she thinks the guy is good enough for her pussy. That's her biggest problem. And at this rate, it's clear that she's done it, and she's done an Angelina Jolie. She's priced her pussy out the market.
Scratch. So, wife me up.
Know that men are easy to analyze. They only become complicated because we women have this tendency to overthink and to overanalyze everything they say or do. But this is what you must know about men. When a man meets you, he will immediately know if he wants you. Maybe he doesn't know yet if he sees you as his future girlfriend, because when it comes to relationships, men fall into things. But he's definitely sure if he wants to sleep with you. And when a man wants a woman, he will move mountains to be able to be close to her, to see her, to feel her, to touch her. So if a man
okay, yeah, see, with this last part, well, let's play it all the way
to be close to her, to see her, to feel her, to touch her. So if a man texts you, even if he texts you a lot, but he's not making any move, and you're kind of confused, but then with your female way of thinking, you start to overanalyze his behavior, and you start to think like, maybe he doesn't know how to approach me, maybe he's insecure, or perhaps he has told you that he's super busy. So then you think, now I get it why he doesn't ask me out. But instead of you wondering when he will make his move, you should tell yourself this is a good thing that he doesn't ask me out. Because as hard as it sounds, this is your proof that he doesn't want you enough. You should stop making excuses for a man you think you want, or maybe you just want him to want you. Never wait for a man to make up his mind if he desires you. Because if a man doesn't show you from the beginning with clear moves that he's into you, he's not your man.
This is why you never ever listen. You just never ever take advice from another woman. Any woman that's watching this right now, I'm talking to you. Never ever take advice from another woman, because women, as a woman, you have no understanding of reality. Right? So let's go, because there was a part at, where are we at? Oh, let's play it one more time all the way through, because I definitely fucked up the flow.
Know that men are easy to analyze. They only become complicated because we women have this tendency to overthink and to overanalyze everything they say or do. But this is what you must know about men. When a man meets you, he will immediately know if he wants you. Maybe he doesn't know yet if he sees you as his future girlfriend, because when it comes to relationships, men fall into things. But he's definitely sure if he wants to sleep with you. And when a man wants a woman, he will move mountains to be able to be close to her, to see her, to feel her, to touch her. So if a man texts you, even if he texts you a lot, but he's not making any move, and you're kind of confused, but then with your female way of thinking, you start to overanalyze his behavior, and you start to think like, maybe he doesn't know how to approach me, maybe he's insecure, or perhaps he has told you that he's super busy.
So then you think, now I get it why he doesn't ask me out. But instead of you wondering when he will make his move, you should tell yourself this is a good thing that he doesn't ask me out. Because as hard as it sounds, this is your proof that he doesn't want you enough. You should stop making excuses for a man you think you want, or maybe you just want him to want you. Never wait for a man to make up his mind if he desires you. Because if a man doesn't show you from the beginning with clear moves that he's into you, he's not your man.
See, this woman right here, see, this is a great, well, every example is a great example. But this is another great example of why you absolutely never, women should never, you should be able to call the police on any woman who's talking to any other women. Because like their core sense of reality is just so fucked up that there can't be very much logic that comes out of it, right? Unless they had a good father figure or some shit like that, you can tell that they had a good father figure in their life somewhere that made them sit down, because mommy's not gonna make them sit down and think about anything. Daddies will, right? Because men survive off logic, women survive off sucking dick. So she starts off this rant that she thinks she's some fucking inspirational speaker to bitches, right? She goes, if a man wants you, he'll move mountains and he'll climb over trees, whatever the fuck, to get to your pussy, right? Okay, look, that was mistake number one of trying to get back of the overall purpose of this entire rant, right? The overall purpose of this entire rant was for her to get a man who wants her, right? The thing is, no matter how fat a woman is, how tall a woman is, how short a woman is, how skinny a woman is, how big her head is, how small her head is, how big her tits are, how small her tits are, how big her ass, etc., right? There is always going to be a population of man who's just underneath her that will climb over mountains and trees for her pussy because that's a step up for him, right? Every woman. Women in comas, doesn't matter. See, because she is a woman. See, trying to tell a woman what her position in being a woman is like trying to tell an elephant that it's an elephant. Like, it just can't see it. It's just too stupid to see it, right? It has that lack of thought to see itself outside of itself and be like, oh, wow, yeah, I am an elephant. Damn, that's some shit, ain't it? I'm a fucking elephant. It can't do it, right? I don't know, maybe elephants can, but you see my point. Like, they can't, animals can't do it. And a woman's brain is in the league of an animal, right? So, any man who's going to move a mountain for a woman up front, the woman is not going to want him. All right? A man who is going to give up all that up front is no different than a prostitute, a female prostitute. A woman who's going to suck dick in 5 minutes, in the first minute that you met her because you got $50 in your pocket. All right? That woman is not marriage material. That woman is not wife or marriage material, right? Because that's literally all her value in this transaction, right? A man's value in this transaction is his time and attention. A woman's value in this transaction is her body. Let's just be fucking real about it, right? So when you go see a woman, see, the number one way you tear down a woman in any kind of way in terms of being relationship status is her giving up sex too quick, right? That's the quickest way she falls down is she gave up sex too quick, right? Now, the quickest way a man falls down in the dating market among women is if he just gave everything way too fast. Gave her keys to his house, keys to his car, bought her a $5,000 ring or whatever the fuck, $300 ring. I say $100 ring would be too much upfront, right? It's the same degradation. It's the same speed of degradation. Like, you're immediately worthless to that opposite side of sex for like marriage type shit. If the other side is, if the receiving side is worth anything, they'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not trying to marry that, right? So they'll keep them around, right? Like you'll keep if the hooker's a good hooker, you'll keep her around as a good hooker, but that's about it. You're not gonna try to marry the hooker, right? And it's the same flip for women. If a woman finds some chump who will buy her a house, you know, give her a car or shit like that, she'll keep him around because she wants another house or another car. But after that, she's gonna be done with him. But here's the sad part. See, since men in the world, we don't talk this much about these topics. Men don't see that correlation isn't made very much in mainstream society, right? So many men fall into this trap a lot. See, that's why you get so many men by the time they start hitting 40, 45, 50, and they just keep on giving, like, they're just under they're just on the understanding, I just got to give her more and more money. Give her more and more of my time, more and more money, because that's somehow, you know, different. See, and at this point, the woman becomes more of a religion than a human. At this point, right? It becomes this like some type of. So at this point, by the time the man is like buying a house, buying a car, buying jewelry, whatever the fuck's, buying plane tickets, food for all her family, buying her family a house, whatever the fuck. But by the time the man is doing all this, he's doing all this like a religion. He's doing it with this false sense of like repayment later on by the woman god to reach down and kiss him on the forehead and go, you made it. And they both float up in the transparent mist and live with the gods forever. And it never happens. It never happens. My girl, her landlord has a situation going on. She told me the story with him. This motherfucker married a woman. His wife had 2 small kids when they met. And as soon as she said that, I said, that's bad. So she continued the story. Her landlord has 2 small kids. Her landlord married a woman who had 2 small kids when they met and they got married. Right? And they've been together ever since. And that is a nightmare scenario. As so, and that poor man, I've heard so many stories about that man just giving everything to that woman, her kids. He don't have any kids of his own, giving everything to them. And to this day, he's still sitting around talking about, well, maybe if they just see the light one day, I hope they see the light. Now, them motherfuckers, they ain't never gonna see the light because they never gonna respect you. All right? If you're gonna try to buy a woman, then just buy a flat out prostitute. Don't try to buy. Look, that's wild shit, man. But many men fall into that because men don't talk about it in real life, right? Women have duped men so hard on this that men think that it's just normal. And here's the funny part: women, when they get in their little women circles, they just talk about this shit all the time, like how they fooled these dumb fucks, and they've now made this their quality of life. I don't know if the men are just that stupid or the women are that smart. I don't know. Maybe it's a mixture of both in this scenario. But yeah, back to this woman. She's trying to this woman is trying to compare simps to like what they call chads. She's trying to compare simps to chads, right? A simp would climb over mountains for your pussy. A simp would do all the things that she stated before. Which, let's hear is the beginning part.
Now that men are easy to analyze, they only become complicated because we women have this tendency to overthink and to overanalyze everything they say or do. But this is what you must know about men. When a man meets you, he will immediately know if he wants you. Maybe he doesn't know yet if he sees you as his future girlfriend, because when it comes to relationships, men fall into things. But he's definitely sure if he wants to sleep with you. And when a man wants a woman, he will move mountains to be able to be close to her.
Yeah. A simp will move mountains to be able to be close. A chump would move mountains to be able to be close to her.
To see her, to feel her, to touch her.
Yeah.
So if a man
a simp. Yeah, see, these are all qualifications of a simp. She's not gonna want this simp.
Texts you, even if he texts you a lot, but he's not making any move, and you're kind of confused. But then with your female way of thinking, you
Yeah. So now, so whoever this man is, he didn't got her number and was writing her and wasn't really saying much. You probably just keep her tagging along for some shit, right? But he's not like giving up any in-depth. There's no in-depth dedication, right? Like, oh, like I just think you're just so awesome, and like there's not this in-depth shit, right? So, and see, this is how you get a woman. You don't get a woman by saying, "Oh, you're just so fucking awesome." Oh, no. How you really get a woman is by flipping that shit, right? Is by making her think you really don't want her like that, making her think that she's completely like, worthless or she's worthless at times. See, that's how you get a woman hooked on you. See, you go out there and try to be like, "Oh, you're just so fucking awesome." Oh, she'll go, "Oh, that's nice." So she'll just fuck with you just to hear nice shit from you type shit, right? But that woman's not gonna be hooked. Oh, I wonder what Daryl's doing. Oh, I gotta hear I'm nice again. No, she's not doing that. Who is she running around freaking? Oh, she's doing it over the man who can move on, who has the ability to move on with his life.
start to overanalyze his behavior, and you start to think like, maybe he doesn't know how to approach me, maybe he's insecure, or perhaps he has told you that he's super busy. So then you think, now I get it why he doesn't ask me out. But instead of you wondering when he will make...
And what does this translate to? He's not giving her everything up front. That's what it's translating into. And that's how you got her hooked on. That's how you get a woman hooked.
His move, you should tell yourself this is a good thing that he doesn't ask me out. Because as hard as it sounds, this is your proof that he doesn't want you enough. You should stop making excuses.
And that's what's going to make you want him even more. Is because he doesn't want you.
For a man you think you want, or maybe you just want him to want you. Never wait for a man to make up his mind if he desires you. Because if a man doesn't show you from the beginning with clear moves that he's into you, he's not your man.
If there's one thing that I could tell somebody is do not settle. Do not settle for the bare minimum. Do not settle for a person who can't give you 100% of their time and effort. And I'm not saying that you have to call and text every day, but when you're out with them, if they're not asking you questions, if they're not truly trying to get to know you and understand you and look at you with non-judgment and things like that, don't settle. Being alone doesn't have to be the end all. When you learn to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, it's okay to be alone. And yes, when you're alone, sometimes it is lonely and you think, oh, I just want somebody. But I just want you guys to remember to not settle. If they don't put effort in when you first start dating them, if they're not initiating conversations, initiating meeting up, they probably never will. Go and speak words of affirmation over yourself. Help build up your self-confidence so that when this stuff happens, you're like, dude, no. If you aren't going to give me the effort I'm putting into you, see ya. I don't care how good looking you are, how much I like the idea of us being together. If they don't put in the effort, walk away.
Okay.
These are words from a woman who's been pumped and dumped so many times. Like, she knows all the ins and outs. And again, the funny part is that even if she genuinely wants to follow what she's saying, her pussy is literally not calibrated to even follow any of this bullshit that she's talking about. It's okay. To other women, this is bullshit. Right? To other women, this is bullshit. her pussy at this point is so calibrated to being pumped and dumped, it's not even going to work for somebody who's going to be nice to her anymore. Okay, because she's always had men who try to initiate everything. Here's the thing. Everything that she's trying to talk highly and righteous and take the better path of and finding a man, she always had these men in her past. Even now, every woman's always going to have at least one or two guys on this, but she thinks she's too good for him. Right. And so here's the part. Even if she can figure out a way to kind of wake up out of it in some sense, well, guess what? Like Pavlov's dog, her pussy literally only salivates from getting treated like shit. Right? It's woman. Like, you can't fucking. She cannot have good sex with a dude who treats her well and treats her nice and all that shit. She can't do it. She can't do it. And she'll try from time to time. And here's the sad part. Is at some point she's going to get a wild hair up her ass and go, you know what? I'm going to try to have a nice guy relationship. And the nice guy doesn't see the shit coming, because he's been a nice guy all his life. So he doesn't see it coming. He doesn't know what it is. And he'll fall in love with her because, so when she goes out and meets like a decent dude, a genuinely decent dude, everything that she's going to have to put on is going to be an act. Because she's living in this fantasy in her head of what her life should be after watching all the mistakes that she's made, right? So all she knows how to do from here on out is just pretend massively more than what she did before when she was getting pumped and dumped. Now she's going out there trying to pretend to be something that she's not. The nice guy, she's going to hook up with a nice guy, at least one or two. The nice guy's not going to see it coming. And not be able to tell what it is. The one and he'll think that he fell in love with her when he really just fell in love with her persona because she's trying to mimic what she thinks a nice, comfortable life is. The nice guy falls in love with the persona. She knows it's a persona, and she just can't keep it up for long, and it falls apart. She's doomed.
Much I like the idea of us being together. If they don't put in the effort, walk away.
Okay, I have some excellent facts for you. Men's fertility actually does decrease with age, just like women's. There are very few reputable sperm banks that will take donations from men who are over the age of 40. I couldn't find a single one of them that would take donations from a man over the age of 50. And that's because sperm motility is affected by age, genetic defects increase with age, etc. There's also been a lot of studies that are coming out on this topic. There's one that came out that shows that men are 30% less likely to be able to fertilize an egg after the age of 40. Men who are younger than 35 have a 52% fertility rate. Over 35, that number drops to 25%. So this idea that men are more fertile than women isn't exactly true. Their fertility is also declining as they age.
No, okay. So this is the part. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna be right back. So when I don't know if anybody remembers, maybe who may be watching, but this is next to my PlayStation in the other room. I bought a bunch of medical school books, right? And this actually is in there sitting next to my PlayStation 4 that I don't touch anymore because I'm just so in the Nintendo right now, right? So I can safely say that I've definitely, I can guarantee I've learned more and forgotten more than that woman's ever known about this. And I know where she's headed with this. So women are in this desperate plea to always want to compete with men, with whatever it is, right? It's this very desperate, pathetic, because women don't have their own identity. And they never, it's a great chance they probably never will, right? So it's this desperate plea to always want to just topple men. It's always pathetic, absolutely pathetic and desperate, right? So, yeah, men's fertility does go down. And if I get something incorrect, somebody call me out on it. But again, I guarantee you, I've read more, forgotten about her body than she knows, right? When it comes to this. Men's can go down. In many cases, it does go down on some decent level. I think it's like at minimum 30%. At minimum, right? Over the course of life, right? But the thing is, she has a set amount. And when that set amount is gone, it's done. Well, now they could, falsely implant shit in her and all that shit like that. But hers, okay, next, we're talking about actual pregnancy. Because see, women, they try to, and they're going to go to the sperm bank scenario, which is true, right? So let's give her that argument right off the bat. The sperm bank situation is true. But now let's let's focus on the woman's side of it, of getting pregnant after 35, after 40. See, the difference is you can die. You will have severe complications. You can fuck around and bleed out. You can get pregnant. Hold on. Where is it at? No, I think it's in my genetics book. Yeah, no, this is. So this one shows like different issues that happens with and all these issues come when it clearly states in this book, like all these issues happen when the woman has kids over 35 and 40. They like skyrocket, like all these mental deformities skyrocket when the woman gets above 35 and 40. So there's also other defects that happen. Let's say like when the woman, like, okay, so if the medical defect gets too bad, the woman's body would just kill the child instead of have it be born. Like there's issues where the baby's born like a cyclops, or like with many cases when a woman's body is like carrying a baby, and the baby has too many, if it has just like certain deformities that's just like too bad, like the mother's body would just kill it, and it won't let it live, kind of thing. And see, this is the other part where women really suffer in realizing is that, see, this is why I say women are more like animals than humans, because women are literally in no control of themselves. Whether it's emotional or it's in the birth process, none of that. They are not their bodies are in control of everything. Even just attracting a partner. Well, now we can, do plastic surgery, but you get the gist of it. They're not in control of anything. Right? On a biological level, they're not. Right? But because I want to say the exact, okay, so for example, when a woman gets pregnant, right? Like typically the woman, I'm awful with names and I can't find it in a book, so I'm going to give a horrible explanation. I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong, so somebody call me out on it because I know I'm going to get some of the names wrong. But when the sperm goes into the fucking whatever the fuck, the little egg sac, whatever it is, it gets impregnated. The baby on the path back can start growing. I forget what the name is. It's the fallopian tube, I think. I'm awful with names, but if I had a picture, I could show you. Hang on. I can't show you a picture. Okay, here we are. Yeah. Can you guys see that? Let me move myself real fast. So, yeah, the fallopian tube. So what a bad thing that can happen, especially with increased age, is that you see this, you can't see my mouse. Let me see if I can zoom in. So you see this fallopian tube right here? Oh shit, what did I just do? Hang on. So in the cervix is where so when a woman gets her period, you see that cervix area right there? The cervix area. When a woman gets her period, it's literally that cervix, that whole area is made up for the baby to start growing in. It's literally like the dirt to a plant. right? So literally every month a woman does not give birth. It literally it's literally just the blood flakings of all that shit that comes out in her fucking panties, right? Or her pad or whatever, right? So what happens when you impregnate a woman, the sperm goes all the way to the fucking whatever that shit is. Hang on, I'm trying to zoom out. Hold on. To the ovary. On the way back, it can get caught in the fallopian tube, and the child can actually start growing in there, and that's a really bad thing. You don't want that because that causes a lot of pain and a lot of complications. You want the baby to start growing in that, relatively speaking, in that cervix area, if I remember correctly. Because if it comes out of the ovary and gets stuck in that fallopian tube and starts to grow, like, you don't want that shit, like, at all. Where the fuck? And that's just like one of many things that can happen, dude. Like, it's one of many things that can happen as women age, by the way. Hang on. But yeah, so yes, again, see, when men fuck up, men can fix it. When women fuck up, motherfuckers start dying. Right? When men fuck up, men have the know-how and the ability to fix what the problems was. When women fuck up, motherfuckers end up dead. Horribly disfigured, fucked up dead, all that. It must be in my genetics. This must not be it. Because I was going to my girl and telling her things about it that she didn't know. Oof, should I show you this? It's pretty rough, so if you're eating, look away. That's another condition. The baby's lip is all fucked up. But yeah. No, so I guarantee you, I've learned more about her pussy and forgot it than she ever knew about it in the first place. I guarantee you that. I probably forgot more about her than she ever knew about herself.
Also, there's no such thing as a wall. There's no wall.
Oh, there's totally.
You want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
Day in the life of a sad single mom. First, I wake up in my big queen bed without anyone poking me with their frisky eggplant. I make my way to the washroom where the toilet seat is down, and I have to sit on a seat that's not covered in urine splashes. I head to the kitchen for my coffee, and I notice there's still coffee left because I was the last one to use it. I head to my nice clean fridge where I find a full container of creamer. I then water my plants and think about buying another one because there's no one to tell me I have too many. After my coffee, I brush my teeth in a sink that has no beard trimmings. I then open my cupboard and admire all of my perfectly labeled jars where no one can tell me how ridiculous it is to put already packaged things in glass containers. It's a sad life, I know, but maybe one day, if I'm super lucky, I can have a third adult child to take care of all on my own.
Yeah, all that's nice until it turns 2:48 a.m. and there's a weird creature walking around outside. At all, don't nobody care about them eggs and beard shavings on it. See, that is the other part that needs to be taught more in school about the differences between men. Okay, what men contribute versus what women contribute to the household, right? Now, okay, maybe she did just get with a dude who just wasn't very responsible, right? But again, but this theory still holds up, and I'm gonna end it off with this video with this one. So what a man contributes to the household is protection and longevity and surviving, right? Men do not care about keeping the sink clean. Men don't care about sweeping the floor like that. Men don't care about closing cupboard door, whatever. We don't give a fuck about that because we're gonna make sure that this place can be up and running and you know in good and be able to survive in it, right? We don't care about that. Men don't care. See, women care about where the painting's gonna be at, and I got eggs and creamer. See, a woman's focus, and see, this is the part where women get it completely, because women completely have no sense of order and logic in anything, right? See, everything that she's going on about is things that men made to prepare for her in the world, right? And see, this is where women are severely confused, right? Is because, see, men are out there. See, there's still men out there making chairs, making couches, building houses and all that, but it's just contracted out now, right? So women are losing the reality of the order. Like you bitches, women still don't make anything. They just move shit around once shit's already made. Right? And it's confusing women, right? That's step one. So I'll side with her on that. Men don't give a fuck about that shit. Even Steve Harvey said he don't care about closing the cupboard doors. You know, he just wanted what he wanted and he left, right? Now, some men probably do, but don't be surprised. Men usually don't care about a man's primary focus is everything paid, right? Are things, you know, is everything paid? Are things relatively safe? Is anybody like hot, cold, anything like that? And are we in a safe? Is everything safe? Is everything in a safe position? Whether it's like from the weather or criminals or whatever the fuck. Is everything in as safe as position it can be? And as logically. And that's all men care about. Because see, with that logic, see, that house is going to be there tomorrow. See, now women, their logic is in making everything look pretty and cute in hopes that a bigger, better, richer man will come take them away. Right? But now here is the big part, and she won't talk about this, but here is the big major part that's incredibly important. You see, when it's 3:23 a.m. and she hears some weird footsteps, she will pray to God to send a man down to go see what that is outside. See, bitches they're brave until it gets dark, like a child. Women are brave until it gets dark outside, and see, all that bravery goes away real fast, right? All that bravery goes away real fast. And so she's not going to talk about that because, again, she's probably contracted out, you know, something else that a man made, like a security system. You know, I always find it funny when women try to think that a dog will automatically protect them. I always think that's kind of funny because that's like further from the truth than in reality. For motherfuckers who know dogs, like a dog's not going to automatically protect you, especially if the motherfucker dogs are not very good. I mean, they're a good like way to, you know, make noise. But if you don't train the dog to do something, the dogs are going to automatically turn the fucking, protecto dog Terminator. You know what I mean? He might bark a little bit and try to run up on somebody, but most dogs ain't going to do all what they think they going to do. Which is real. But yeah. The guy, I'm not sending anyone. Yeah, see, with his 3 a.m., she will pray to God to send the man down. Or she would do anything. Okay, let's put it like this. When it's 3:23 a.m., and you start hearing some weird noises from the other room, there is not one woman looking for another woman for help. Not a one of them. There is not one woman going, oh my God, I need to call Tasha. I think something just happened. No, that bitch will. Her literal instinct is to find the first man she can get her hands on that can protect her. But like I said, but when it's daylight outside, women are brave. When it's daylight outside and they live in a society that men have built to protect them, they'll be brave as fuck. But when it gets a little dark, you get a little dark. That's it. You got a little dark. You got a little dark. Ooh, girl, it got dark. I don't know what that's about. Need to find me a simp to come take care of me. If a woman calls 911 and send women police officers, she's gonna call 911 again. I bet the women police officers ain't even gonna come out at night. They'd be too scared to take the night shift. Unless they ride in a car with a man. And on top of that, it gotta be a man. It has to be a man they can trust. It can't be, somebody they not comfortable around yet. Yeah, man, she ain't looking. See, any woman talking this shit, she ain't looking for any. You find the strongest feminist you can find, and look at her. You don't even ask her, right? I wonder if look. I want to speak to any feminist, any hardcore feminist too, because she's never going to admit to it. So you got to phrase it in a different way. Ask her how many times she's let a woman work on her car. Ask her how many times she called the police hoping to get a woman police officer outside of frisking her. Okay, well, let's say every time she's called the police in order to, need protection, would she look forward to a man or a woman police officer? Ask her how many women have worked on her washing machine, house, whatever the fuck. Yeah. And the story will come out, because she'll always lie and say she'll always lie and say she'll do it indiscriminately, but she'll always lean towards it. She'll never want a woman. But yeah, my MacBook, I forgot to put my MacBook in the charger. It's at 10%. So yeah, that's a good sign to give him Usk. What's up, man? Jim Usk. But yeah, I'm out. So laptop's getting ready to die. So I'll catch y'all later, man. Have a good day, evening, night, wherever you are, and peace out.